Welcome back to a hashtag NK Rants video. This time we're going to talk about something we all don't want to talk about, but we should, because we all talk about it anyway, just in a roundabout way. And, you know, as summer approaches, all the love for Greece in all of us just peeks through, and we're like, summer loving, had me a blast. Met a girl, crazy for me. Met a boy, cute as can be. Like literally, like that's what we are right now. I'm currently taking summer applications for a summer fling. Boys. When I try to be hot, it's not working. Oh my god. Point is, on a serious note, I think too much, and I realized that the way we're socialized to the way we're socialized to feel about love is really effed up. No one says it's wrong to love your mom, your sister, your family, your friends, but when it comes to like a lover, we all get so weird and confused and like very lost, I think. I just feel like we all start off like the process is like, I want a summer romance. I want to be in love. I want to have an intimate connection with someone. And then we're like, that's terrifying. So I want to have a summer fling. Like it'll be over, so we don't have to really like think about it too much. Hookup buddy? Question mark. All we see is love is fleeting, and ultimately that just creates this horrible predicament, I think. I mean, I've noticed it within myself. I went from being like, it would be so nice to be in love with someone this summer, someone to go on adventures with, someone to go hiking with, someone that I can come home to after, or like go like see after work and be like, this is the kind of day I had. Let's go do something fun tomorrow. And like, I know they'll be there for me. But in other words, I think someone somewhere decided that they got hurt so badly that they had to ruin it for the rest of us and put the message out there that love isn't worth investing in, and it's better to just protect yourself, protect your feelings, and just say F it. So I think they ruined it for the rest of us by perpetuating this like hookup culture that has permeated every like facet of life, workplace life, school life, high school, college, all of it, like literally, like actually bar life, all of it. Hookup culture has like taken over. Absolutely. I'm not about that. I mean, I understand if you like solely want to have a good time. That's fine. But I feel like so many of us are so dishonest with ourselves, and we're like, I don't want anything more than just a hookup from this. But secretly we're like, I like want to cuddle. Like, can I cuddle? But we pretend like we don't want to cuddle, and then we go home or we go to work and we wake up and we're just disappointed. And it's so much effort, it's so much work to rein it all in and hold yourself back from just like a natural feeling. That's what makes us human, is the fact that, I mean, there are other animals that also, like mammals that also feel this way, and I'm sure other animals in the animal kingdom in general, but like the feeling of wanting to care for a person, to have like a mutually beneficial companionship with someone. But why hookup culture? Why not label something? It just creates an uncertainty that festers within all of us and makes us question who we are and makes us question how we feel about ourselves. So you're in a hooking up relationship with someone, or I guess lack of relationship with someone, and you feel insecure, you feel like, oh, like we've been doing this for a while, like I think we're monogamous, I don't think we're hooking up with any other people, but they could, and it makes you feel unsafe, it makes you feel unworthy, it makes you feel so many horrible things about yourself and your self-esteem, and destroys that. You would never stick with a friendship that made you feel that way, right? So just because intimacy is added to the equation, why is that different? You should still expect the same amount of respect. You and I would never settle for a friendship that made us feel unworthy, that made us feel inadequate, that made us feel unsafe. Feeling unsafe in a relationship is, I think, a like level of abuse. your body is constantly in like adrenaline mode and is ready to be like, it's trying to cope with this feeling, and it's the stress that's on your body that's so subconscious because you've told yourself that it's not allowed. You are not allowed to feel bad that the guy you're hooking up with that you're starting to like, or the girl you're hooking up with that you're starting to like, or the, like, whoever it is, like, you're not allowed to feel that way because you're just hooking up. And you guys didn't even talk about this, but decided as a social norm, because people tell you this is the way it's supposed to be, that you can't feel in this thing. Even though, I'm sorry, but going there is actually, like, should be and can be an emotional thing. It cannot be, don't get me wrong, like, you do you, like, I'm all about, like, exploring your sexuality and just having a good time, but for a lot of people, it is a important thing that makes you feel something. And no one should be ashamed of that. Getting riled up. We also just think if we stop ourselves early on in the game, if we discipline ourselves, we can preserve some of our self-worth. I've heard this from so many friends. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You never know. You're gonna be left with no eggs. That's kind of punny because we're talking about sex too. And we think that we can provide the safety and stability for ourselves by salvaging what remains after a hookup, by not allowing yourself to. You may feel those, like, the attraction, the feelings of wanting more, but you don't let yourself. And you think by doing that, by disciplining yourself and hurting yourself along the way, that you're ultimately saving yourself and salvaging yourself, when really the reality is, if you were just honest with your feelings, honest with yourself, honest with what this relationship with this person is becoming and metamorphosizing to be, you wouldn't have to spend or compromise your emotional and mental health on a daily basis waiting for that text message that'll say, you're safe, you're good, you're good, you're good. They're still there, they're not leaving. Like, waiting for that 2 a.m. text message saying, hi, making you feel like you're desirable, when in reality, that's fine. Can I just disclaim that I'm not knocking sexual relationships that are purely for sex. Like, if that's something you guys established and you're honest with each other and you feel safe around each other and you feel safe when you leave that situation, that is so okay. That is awesome. Good for you. I'm talking about when one or two of the parties in the situation are just hurting themselves and sacrificing themselves. Bottom line, we don't trust people. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust them to not we don't trust them to not hurt us. We don't trust them to care for us. We don't trust them to be there for us. We don't trust them, especially when it comes to intimacy. We don't trust people. We invest so much in this situation, in what could be, and your partner becomes everything because you are stifling yourself from investing, but your part of you still investing in this, that your brain is still like, okay, like, I'm putting myself through all this effort and sadness and discomfort and feelings of unsafety, and I'm still willing to do it. That means that this matters. And we invest everything into this one person. They become our everything. They become our friend. They become our advisor. They become our confidant. They become our lover. They become everything. That is so much pressure on one person. Your friend doesn't satisfy those millions of things. And for us to expect one person to encompass all of those things is unrealistic. That's why hookup culture has bred, and why love and romance seems so difficult. It shouldn't be. Really shouldn't be. You should feel at ease. If those roles are being fulfilled by your lover or partner or person, that's okay. That's great and that's awesome. But also, like, you might ask yourself, like, am I in a codependent situation? Can I make decisions on my own? If I were to be removed from this person, would I go crazy? Like, would I lose myself? If that's true, if you don't think you can retain and keep yourself out of a relationship like that, then I don't know if that's the right relationship for you. The person you're with should add something to your life. They should help you be better. But they shouldn't be your sole source of motivation. They shouldn't be your sole source of solace either. Doesn't it sound so stressful? Aren't I already like, I'm making it so stressful. So we all just opt for something less serious. We're like, oh, it's chill. I'm gonna avoid love like the plague. Like, F it, dude. It's so much easier to just have sex with someone and rely on our animalistic instincts that like, I need to procreate with you. Like, great, done deal, business deal, see you later, bye. But I think the truth is we seek likeness and companionship in almost everyone we meet, and they either pass or they fail. And if they fail, they're just someone you're an acquaintance with, or they're your enemy, or someone you don't like, whatever it is. And if they pass and there's something about this person that brings you joy, companionship, or has they have a likeness to you that you can bond over, then you keep them around, right? But your hookup buddy who's texting you at 2 a.m. doesn't satisfy that. And there's always something missing when you walk out that door. All in all, I'm like really over our westernized society. I can't speak for Eastern societies because I don't live in one, but I'm sick of the media. I'm sick of film. I'm sick of it, music. I'm sick of like everything that we consume on a daily basis, socializing us to think that love is just like this, in romance and like being intimate with someone is like this taboo subject. I swear, I feel like it's become taboo when in reality, like 30 years ago, every movie was about a budding romance that was successful, that worked out, not about a hookup, friends with benefits, like blah, 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 like fine. Those things are fine. Like, I'm not a bitter, frigid human. Like, I'm about it. Like, you do you. I've been there. I get it. But they can exist on the same plane, right? You can have hookup culture and you can have love and romance, and they can exist on the same plane. But right now, I feel like the hookup culture is dominating. So people are socializing romance as this concept that is unattainable, and that we have to cross valleys and oceans and mountains to get it. I just think if we're all honest with ourselves going into anything, just being like, listen, I like love. I want to be in love. I'm not saying we should be in love, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to go into this, like if we, like, literally, like, if we fall in love, awesome, dude. If we become friends, awesome, dude. But I'm not looking for nothing. Like, I'm not looking to feel like shit after I leave you. Like, I want to feel safe. Like, if we were honest, like, doesn't that sound, like, cheesy? Yeah, exactly. If we were just all honest, like, going into every, like, sexual / intimate relationship we're in, again, like, that also goes for saying, like, listen, I'm not, like, and giving fair warning to the person, like, I'm not looking for something. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone out with a few dates with a guy, like, things move forward a little bit, you know, whatever, and we haven't had the talk, stupid talk, like, that's so serious. That should be, like, done earlier on, like, not a month or two into the conversation. Into the situation. And, like, they look at me like, uh-oh. I like you so much, you're so great, and I want to hang out with you all the time, but, like, I also just don't want to be your boyfriend. Okay. Couldn't you have told me that, like, 3 months ago? I would have gone through my applications list. It's, like, this big, and I could have picked someone else. I'm kidding, obviously. I don't have any applications at the moment. So, my point is that there were so many times where, like, I felt disrespected, I felt unsafe, I felt so hurt by that, even though I was holding on to some of my eggs and I wasn't placing them all in one basket, but it still sucks. Like, what do you mean after 3 months of hanging out and like, doing non-intimate things with me, like, going out, like, what do you mean you don't want to be my boyfriend, or you don't want to make this serious? You knew you didn't have time, you knew you couldn't commit that to me or give that to me, then why would you have entered the relationship or entered this companionship without saying so? I don't know. It's rude. We should respect each other's feelings. Feelings matter. They matter, peeps. Last but not least, the glorifying of the fuckboy. I am so over this shit. Like, if I cannot tell you how many times I hear people saying, like, yeah, I like fuckboys. What do you mean? Can we stop glorifying this term? people refer to, like, the fuckboy is like the guy who is very elusive. Like, he's cool, he's hot, he's sexy, but he won't put a ring on it. He never will. But he's always the cute guy. He's always the popular guy. He's always the guy who has a million girls on speed dial, and you want him to be your boyfriend because you want the challenge. You want to be like, I was the one. I was the one. But guess what? You're gonna enter that relationship with the fuckboy who doesn't respect you and texts you at 2 a.m. and all of the things I just talked about are gonna come up. It just creates a space that, like, the glorifying of, like, the fuckboy and, like, memes and stuff, like, it just creates a space where women think that the fuckboy is who you want. Like, that's who you want to date, not the nerdy, sweet guy who would actually care enough to have a conversation with you. That's not beyond what he had for breakfast yesterday or what sports team just won, and or like looking up from his phone for 20 seconds. I mean, it also, not only does it adversely affect females, but it also affects males as well, because it makes them feel like, okay, like, if girls are only gonna go for these guys that are effed up, then I need to conform to that, and that's the ultimate, so I'm gonna be that. That's what I'm gonna be. Even though deep down, they are just as real as you are. They're real. They're real people. They're real humans. They have real feelings or real thoughts. Like, the fuckboy needs to die. I'm over it. I don't want to hear about this ever again. Can you imagine if this fuckboy has to, like, wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and be like, you are a fuckboy. You don't care about anyone's feelings but your own. Yeah. And then goes up to his mom and is like, love you, Mom. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Goes outside, puts his sunglasses on, and has to do a job and act like someone he's not, because everyone has put out on Instagram and, like, all these meme accounts, which I follow so many, I'm sorry, like, I get it, that are like, oh my god, he's such a fuckboy, LOL, like, he's hot. Just, like, facepalm people, like, no. Ugh. Anyway, I've always been scared to say, I want to be in love. I'm always like, no, I don't. I'm too cool. I got too much going on. I'm a boss ass bitch. I am blah 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 blah. I don't have time to date. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I make a multitude of excuses to protect myself from what feels like the scariest situation ever, but it doesn't have to be. Honesty is where it's at. Obviously leaves some things to mystery. Like, oh my god, I want to be in love. I want 7 children, and I want you to be my baby daddy. Like, you don't need to do that. Oh my god. Also, ew, can we please stop calling our boyfriends daddy? It's disgusting. Over and out. Do say, poussey. Thanks for watching this rant. I have to end on a funny note, because I don't want you guys to think I'm a prude and I'm too serious. Sips tea. Love you guys so much.